Hello! Welcome to Storytime Teasers with Jane. Today I'll be reading an excerpt from my book, Codename Jane Doe, A Call to Action. This excerpt will be from Chapter 1, titled Questioning. Once upon a time... Nah, just kidding. It gets darker than that. The blood in her mouth was of little concern, as the small area around her was filling with water. She thought to herself, "Oh shit! What did I get myself into? I can't believe that I was dumb enough to actually agree to this." She scrolled through her brain like a video reel, scanning every bit of information she had learned through life and training, in hopes of figuring out just how to survive this awful experience. The water kept rushing in as she clawed and pried at the edges of the box that she was confined to. It was wooden and stood much smaller than she stood tall, mirroring the effects of a coffin. There was one small 2-inch hole that she could see out beyond her confines. Her eyes hadn't seen daylight in weeks, so looking out of that hole caused her eyes to water and burn as if she was looking directly at the sun. "Burning eyes are still not the fucking priority here, dumbass. I'm gonna have to breathe here in a minute, and I ain't no goddamn goldfish," she sarcastically reminded herself. The water, still rising, was now at her chest, and she gasped for as many breaths as she could, nearly hyperventilating. She could feel the intense panic set in. "Don't panic. There's always a way out. I just have to be smarter than the morons who came up with this contraption of death. There's got to be a way out," she sternly told herself. "They wouldn't have taken me if they thought I couldn't handle it, right?" she thought as she questioned her own motives. She continued feeling around the seams of the box, trying to feel for any small crack or space to squeeze her fingertips into. The pitch blackness of the box yielded zero visibility, so her success and survival was all based completely on feel. She pressed her knees into the bottom of the box and pressed her back up, fighting to get any kind of leverage at all. The way they had positioned her in the box removed any chance for her to use her body to try to escape this damn death trap. When the water reached her chin, she pressed her face and mouth as close to that hole as possible, knowing that her source of precious air would be gone in the very next moments to come. She continued searching and scanning every inch of her mind, trying to come up with some way to pry her battered physique out of this tiny tomb. The panic, however, was overwhelming. "How can they do this to me? I'm supposed to be on their side. They're supposed to be on my team. Why is this necessary? What did I do? I'm gonna die in here," she said to herself. All rational thought had left her consciousness, and all that remained was a primal urge to live, to breathe. As the water splashed into her nose and mouth, she continued to spit it out violently and thrash around, trying to loosen the corners of what seemed to be her final resting place. "They won't let me die in here. Please, God. Please don't let them let me die in here," she begged. As she took her final breath, thoughts of how she got into this predicament ran through her mind like a series of flashcards, playing back every interaction, conversation, and event leading up to her current circumstance. Want more Codename Jane Doe? Stay tuned for next time, and I'll read another excerpt. But for now, you can find me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and as you know, here on YouTube. You can also look up information on our website, my website, www.janedarrcie.com. Thanks for listening.